Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Gears of War 3 Anya Stroud action figure set by NECA. This set is part of the first wave of the Gears of War 3 line of action figures and was first released around the end of 2011. I got this set at Toys R Us in 2012 and paid about $14.99 for this set. Taking a look at Anya Stroud here in the packaging, you can see this is the basic clamshell packaging that NECA uses, at least for their first release of figures. And Anya Stroud here is decked out in armor, and she comes included with a Lancer. Sticker here says that the figure contains 30 plus points of articulation, which is kind of cool. Down on the bottom, you can see the credits for all of the folks involved in putting the Anya Stroud figure together. And we have a nice picture of the character there on the side, and a different one here on this side. And we have here the back of the package with yet another picture of the figure and a description for Anya Stroud right there. And down below we have other figures from the Gears of War 3 line. We have Clayton Carmine, Marcus Phoenix, Damon Baird, Anya Stroud, Dominic Santiago, and Augustus Cole. So we'll be right back and have Anya Stroud here out of the package. Alright, we're back and we have Anya Stroud here out of the package, and this is a nice figure. This figure set represents the overall direction that NECA is taking to improve the Gears of War line. Not only because this is the first female Gears of War figure, but also the improvements in the design and the articulation in this figure that are carried over into the male Gears figures as well. Now, the Anya Stroud figure set only comes with one accessory, and that's the standard Lancer here, and you can see her wielding it, and it's pretty much the same as previous Lancers. Nothing different about it that I can tell. It has the blood splatter on there, the nice weather detail, as well as the pull-out handle here if you don't want the figure to grip it over here. And also it has the peg which you can place onto the back of this figure there. So it's pretty much the same. She does not get a retro Lancer. I don't know if she uses one in the game or not. I haven't played the game to find out. But you can see that she wields it very well. No problems at all. The only issue I do have is the way the hand is sculpted. It can really only be positioned in this manner here before the arm and hand look a bit awkward if she have her wield it in different poses, which is unfortunate. It's just because the hand does not go side to side, it only goes up and down on the hinge joint there. So, but overall it does look quite nice. You can see her wielding it with two hands here with authority. Now, the Anya Stroud figure is a female figure, the first female Gears figure, and as such, it's designed to be smaller than your male Gears figures. Now, I only have one Gears of War 3 male figure out of the package so far for a size comparison, and that's Clayton. Which is unfortunate because Clayton Carmine is on the larger size of Gears figures, so the size comparisons are extreme. You have a smaller figure here and a larger figure in Clayton, and you can see when you line them up together the differences in size, and the other male figures are typically in between Anya Stroud and Clayton in that where it comes to size, but they do fit well together because it's the Gears of War 3 line. You got that I guess, grungier look than previous Gear figures. I mean, the previous Gear figures were already had that grungy look, but now it's the details on these Gears of War 3 figures are even more pronounced and even missing bits and pieces of armor. So it's really a really nicer sculpt than previous lines there. So, but let's go ahead and take this guy out of the way, and we'll take a look at Anya Stroud in more detail here, because she's got loads of detail, which is really, really nice. And just get the Lancer out of the way here, and you can see for the first female figure, it's actually pretty good, and the sculpt is really nice. There is one major issue that I found with the Anya Stroud figure, though, and that's basically the application of the eyes. I actually had to pass up several of Anya Stroud over the beginning of the year. Multiple times I had to pass on her because the eye application is just really wonky. It's just either a lazy left eye, lazy right eye, or a lazy both eyes. And it was just really disappointing to find a Anya Stroud figure and then have to pass on it because the eyes just look really badly applied. And this figure here was the best of the bunch that I could find. I really could never find one any better than this one here. And this one is decent. It's still a little off, especially her left eye there is just really skewed to her left a little bit, and it's about as straight as possible I could find, and which is unfortunate because a lot of them that I've seen were worse than this. So, and this one's actually just pretty decent. So, but other than the eye application, it's still a nicely sculpted head here. You can see the feminine features underneath the mop of hair that she has here. And speaking of the hair, it's actually really well sculpted here. She has a short cropped haircut here, and just turning it around, you can see the level of details in the hair, just the level of detail, layers of hair, which is nice. So you can see the top layer is cut pretty much quite a bit compared to the lower layers of her hair. It looks almost like she had a longer hair at one time and just actually cut her hair with a knife on there, and it looks really well done. And you can really see all the individual sculpt in the hair. It's really, really nice. And the hair itself is made of a softer plastic that's actually a separate piece from the head, and it's just glued onto the head, which is really nice. So you can actually move especially the front portions of her hair to reveal more of her face on there. It's actually kind of cool on there. Moving down to the rest of the figure, you can see she's clad in typical Gears armor, so not too much other than her face to reveal the feminine features of the female. And she's just really geared to go, you could say. Although I do notice, I don't know if this was intentional or not, if that's an in-joke or not, but she has a pair of band-aids here in an X pattern on her arm. I don't know if that's a sort of an in-joke or not, to indicate that she is a female figure there, because I just find that kind of funny there, to have a band-aid, a set of band-aids on a really tough-looking figure. And but looking at the details all over the armor, it's actually quite nice. You can see her shirt underneath the armor here. In Gears of War 3, it looks like they're only wearing portions of their armor compared to earlier Gears figures where they were fully clad. And here you got the arms exposed here. And it's actually kind of neat. You still have some armor on the arms here, which is really nice. And the back armor, I don't know if a pack you could say. But you can see all the weather detail still continues from the previous lines, which is nice. And it looks really worn, like she's gone through several battles already. So it's really neat. And also you can see the equipment that she wheels. These are all pretty much soft plastic glued on. I'm not sure if these are grenades or not, or explosive charges, or just canisters. I don't know. And you got some more details on this here, and this is on like a belt, like I guess accessory that's glued onto the figure there. You got some more pouches here and more of the canisters there, and you can see that popped out. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be glued in or not, but you can see the tab here. I may glue it back later on. Let's see if this is removable. No, that's not removable. I don't want to take the chance on that. So that's pretty neat, and you can see over her tush here the Gears logo on this piece of her belt that is over her tush, which is well formed, by the way. There. And moving down to the leg armor, you can see it's more tight fitting than compared to, like, say, Clayton's, where it's a really big leathery type bulky armor on the leg, but this one's more form fitting for Anya here. But you can see the multiple layers of detail, a combination of what looks like a metal mesh and leather there, which is pretty good, pretty cool. On there, and moving down to the lower legs, you can see the boot attachments and straps, which is really nice. So you can tell this is actually a strap piece based on the sculpt here on the sides of the leg. And you can see the front and back portions of the armor, which is very nice. I really like the level of detail on that. It's very, very cool. And of course, she's got the bigger boots that these Gears figures tend to wear to slosh through the mud and stuff. So really cool detail, even on the bottom of the feet there. Very, very nice figure overall. And like I said, a good indication of where NECA is going in improving the sculpt and just the overall figure alone. Just really, really nice. And another good indication is the articulation of this figure. There are different points of articulation from previous Gear figures, and it's not just, like I said, with Anya, but with also the male figures. But to go over the articulation for Anya here, the head is on a ball joint, so it can go all the way around, and can go up and down a bit. I wish it would go up and down a bit more, even with the shorter hair here, but it doesn't. But that's about as far up it'll go and far down. And it does tilt side to side, so you can get a few emotive, I guess, posing with the head there, so that's kind of nice. The arms do go all the way around on there at the shoulder, and they do go out about that high and in, as well as swinging forward and back. That's one of the newer parts of articulation in the Gears figures there. There are double hinges for the elbows, although they were initially tight on this figure. I had to really pop them to loosen them up. And the hands can go all the way around at the wrist, as well as in and out on there. And the fingers are preformed with the trigger finger on the right and basically a cupped position on the left. And the torso is on I guess a ball joint here, but it only goes down a little bit, up and back a little bit, unfortunately. Doesn't really go side to side, but does go all the way around at the waist here, not really the torso. So really, it doesn't really move at the articulation at the torso there, so which is unfortunate. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the waist can go all the way around here, and the legs are joined at the hip with a balled hinge joint, and both of these were actually stuck, and I had to loosen them up. I really had to be carefully really position the hinge joint this way and twist the leg to loosen the joint at the hip, and you had to be very careful because NECA figures tend to be sensitive, and if I did it too hard, it would have probably broken off the leg. So I really had to get nice tight grip and slowly loosen that joint. But once it's loosened, it allows the leg to go up, down, and very little to the back. And with the manipulation of the ball hinge joint, you can get it out to the side. And you can also get the leg all the way around at the thigh, but it is a little bit resistant and a little bit tight, and you really still have to get the hinge in a certain position to do that there. The knees are double hinged there, so you got lots of range of movement at the leg, which is nice. And the feet are on a hinged joint, so at the ankle, so it allows the leg to go up and down, as well as ankle pivot a little bit on the side to side, and toe articulation. And forgive my phone there ringing in the background there. So overall, a great figure. Great improvement by NECA for this new sculpt of Anya, as well as the translation of the joints to the male figures as well. And well worth picking up, especially if you're a Gears of War fan, or just really an action figure fan, because this is really nicely detailed and articulated. This is my casual peek into the Gears of War 3 Anya Stroud action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.